Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Hey everyone, so there's been a lot of discussion around the interweb lately about the dub first sub of Dragon Ball Z. Obviously this isn't anything new, it's been going on for eons, but the debate has really escalated in recent days, especially on X, so I thought I'd put in my 2 cents. First off, I was introduced to Dragon Ball Z like a lot of people in the early 2000s with the original Ocean dub, which later transitioned to the FUNimation dub. And FUNimation would eventually go back and redub those initial Ocean episodes. And I have a lot of fondness for these early episodes. Yes, nostalgia plays a key role, but it goes much deeper than that, which I'll get into soon. But before I dive in, I just want to say there's really no need to get fired up over what someone enjoys. Personally, I enjoy the Kai dub for some arcs, the FUNimation dub for others, I like the sub version, and I absolutely love the manga. It really does not matter which version someone prefers, and I honestly don't understand why people get so worked up about it. That said, here's my own perspective, which I know some will disagree with. I don't think the story or the themes change that much in any of these versions. Very controversial take there. I never felt like these characters were fundamentally different, and revisiting the story in any format, for me, didn't feel like a seismic shift. When I first read the manga, the only thing that really stood out to me was Goku's excitement before a big challenge. It comes through a bit more strongly in the original story than in the dubs. The Ocean dub absolutely makes him feel more heroic, but I felt the story itself was still the same. The FUNimation dub, particularly after they went back and redubbed those original episodes, I think is perfectly fine. And I'm not talking about the first FUNimation episodes when they took over during the Namek arc, because those were not good, but the redubs have definitely fixed that. But for me, it's not just about nostalgia. There's something about the way those early dubs were done that really worked for the story at the time. And here's why I think it goes beyond nostalgia. So when Dragon Ball Z first aired in the West, it blew up in a way that's hard to replicate today. And the original dubs played a massive role in that success. Back then, it consumed kids and teenagers, including myself. The energy, the music, the voices, the pacing, even though it was pretty slow, it all felt raw and exciting in a way that fit the early 2000s perfectly. There was a gritty edge to it that really matched what kids and teens were into at that time in the early 2000s. And I don't think that Super has even replicated that kind of success. Super is successful, of course, but if you were there at the time, Dragon Ball Z was just on another level. It was insane. And that's why I think we should respect those early versions. They weren't just dubs, they helped Dragon Ball Z become the cultural juggernaut in the West. A lot of people seem upset that others enjoy these versions, forgetting just how important they were in introducing the story to a whole generation of fans. Without them, the cultural impact and popularity of Dragon Ball Z probably wouldn't have been what it is today. And what I would argue is that every version that's been released offers something different. They all have their own flavour. That's why I like to mix it up when I do a rewatch of Dragon Ball Z. I watch the Ocean dub for the Saiyan arc, the Kai dub for Namek, and the FUNimation dub for the rest. If you want the absolute pure version of the story though, you really just have to read the manga. So yeah, that's my perspective. Let me know what you think in the comments and how you like to watch Dragon Ball. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?